Happening today, a hearing among top officials to discuss the threat of Chinese cyber attacks. The intelligence community calling attention to one Chinese hacking operation that is targeting critical infrastructure right here in the United States, including water treatment plants, electrical grids. FBI Director Christopher Wray set to testify before the House committee on the Chinese Communist Party in just a few hours from now. So for more on this, let's bring in Massachusetts Congressman Seth Moulton, a member of that committee. Congressman, thanks for joining us here. What pressing issues do you want Americans, including your own constituents, to take away from this hearing today?
Well, what I want Americans to understand is that although we're not necessarily experiencing the effects of Chinese cyber attacks every single day, and so therefore we don't really think about this as an everyday threat, it could very quickly become a real threat in our lives. China is working to infiltrate our basic infrastructure, like just how you get your water when you turn on the faucet, and they could shut those systems down if we don't put the correct protections in place.
Yeah, and I know that, here in recent months, the government has launched this operation to fight this hacking attack that compromised thousands of internet-connected devices. I mean, what's your biggest fear here? What's the biggest threat that we face out of this? Is it election integrity? Is it data leaks, private data? What's at stake here in your eyes?
I mean, honestly, all of those things are at stake. In some ways, the biggest threat to our democracy might be election integrity. We know that China and Russia and other cyber actors are interested in undermining our election, making sure that their candidate is elected. I mean, that's a huge threat just to the basic tenets of how our democracy works. You should know that your vote counts and that what the Chinese government wants doesn't matter when you go into the voting booth in November. But there are a lot of other threats that we have to deal with, too. And one of the challenges that we have is while our military, while the NSA, while the agencies of the federal government are doing what they can to meet the threat from China in cyberspace, a lot of their attacks are aimed at local infrastructure, state infrastructure, or private companies. And there's a big debate here in Washington about how much we can require state and local governments and private companies to do for protection. We got to figure that out because a lot of different parts of America are vulnerable to Chinese cyber attacks.
And going from critical infrastructure now to social media, something a lot of us use on a day-to-day basis. We put a spotlight on that here this morning with that hearing later on today with big tech in the hot seat there on Capitol Hill. We've seen the stir regarding TikTok, its potential implication on Americans. What threats are there to individual Americans who use social media platforms and share their data online?
Well, what you need to know is if you're using a platform like TikTok, and I know that very many Americans are, is your data is open to the Chinese government. That's just the reality. So it's like an open book. That's why I don't have TikTok on my phone. But you also need to know that the Chinese government is influencing what you see. They're manipulating the algorithm. What you get on your TikTok feed is very different than if you lived in China. For example, they feed a lot of pro-science and engineering content to Chinese kids to try to encourage them to go into those fields. That's not what they're sending to American kids. So the Chinese government is actively manipulating our social media. And look, that's not something that I want for my kids. I think everybody needs to think about whether that's something that they want in their lives.
Yeah. And do you think, I'm curious, do you think most Americans know the extent of the potential risk that we face regarding cyber attacks? And they're like, I don't feel like I have much to hide. I'm going to use it anyway, follow these accounts for a little dose of happy connecting with friends. Or do you think they're in the dark, most of them?
No, look, I think a lot of people are in the dark. I think even in Congress, it's interesting. Some people look at those of us on the China committee and call us China hawks because we're making a big deal of these threats. But what I've noticed is that there's a strong correlation between your concern about China and your access to intelligence. So in other words, if you have the intelligence, if you have the clearance, you sit on the right committees to understand this threat in detail, you're getting those classified briefings, you're a lot more concerned than if you're just a member of Congress sitting on domestic committees. That, of course, applies to everybody in America. a lot of the threat intelligence is classified, and so we can't share all the details. And therefore, a lot of Americans just don't understand and appreciate how serious this threat is.
Yeah, well, we will certainly be watching today as to what comes from this hearing, and also to see what Christopher Wray has to say about it as well. Congressman Seth Moulton, thank you, sir. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.